Ayo, what is up everyone? It is the Alpha J of the Alpha J Show. So the long-awaited Q&A is here. So let's just get into it. For clarity, I decided to combine similar questions into one giant question from time to time. I would also like to apologize if I say your name wrong. I think this video will add somewhat of a comedic value if I mess up your name. So the first question comes from Flenix Flair and Wendy the Koopling. Do you think Nick's next show, Bunsen is a Beast, will be a good/great show? Well, I'm going to give my answer when I wrote this, and I'm also going to be nice and give you the answer that I would have given you had I not written this script before I watched it later. It's very complicated, but I'll explain it as I go along. The original answer I put, I think Bunsen is a Beast will be an okay show. I wouldn't be surprised if it becomes a hit like The Loud House, but the staff behind it worries me. However, now seeing the show, I would like to say that Bunsen is a Beast has a long way to go before it even becomes a decent show. Take of that what you will. The next question comes from Marcus Mitchell. Do you think The Loud House will become the next SpongeBob? I don't think it can replace SpongeBob, but it can hold Nick over until they find a proper replacement if they put in the effort into doing so. Coincidentally enough, I have done a video on if SpongeBob can be replaced. I'll leave it in the card above. This next question is from Misfit Reviews and Productions. What do you think of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on Nickelodeon? I'm going to assume that you're talking about the latest incarnation. Underrated. Usually when people bring up good shows or good reboots, they forget this one, which always irritates me because it puts a hole in the all reboot sucks or all Nick shows suck argument. I actually feared that a lot of videos are going to be coming out now about Samurai Jack and people thinking that reboots are great again. This show existed for a very long time. Spring Boob Squire Pint and Smoky Quartz 64 asks, what is the most boring cartoon you've ever seen? I don't really have a definite answer, so take of this what you will, but Uncle Grandpa at the Movies in terms of a cartoon episode, because I can't really think of a cartoon that was truly boring to me. I didn't find it funny, compelling, entertaining, or even worth keeping on for background noise. But if you're gonna press me for an answer, I guess My Night and Me. I mean, I did cancel it because I found it extremely boring. The first few episodes I saw anyway. This question coming from Chris Stewart, favorite book? I'm liking this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, so far. But all time, probably the Diary series or The Great Gatsby. Emelina44 asks, what is your favorite DC animated movie? Well, that would require me seeing a DC animated movie. Please don't roast me. Too Bright for Me has a pretty good question. Would you rather watch season 10 of Fairy Odd Parents for a whole day or lose your YouTube channel? I'm gonna have to go for Fairy Odd Parents for a whole day. It'll bring new video ideas. The Glubnar is the what asks, will you ever do a random topic on Xavier Renegade Angel, like trying to explain it or analyzing it? Probably. Captain Fred has a pretty good question. Do you think that in the near future, if the show starts to fail, Nickelodeon will put The Loud House on Nicktoons? Yes. I personally think no matter how good the show was, or how much people like it, if Nick doesn't care for it, it will go on Nicktoons. If so many people cared about Fairy Odd Parents, why did it go to Nicktoons? Canada Cat and Kawaii Me and EY asks, what's your favorite color or color scheme? My favorite colors are black and white, despite the snooty people of art telling me those are not colors. And if not those, then blue or green, specifically sky blue or neon green. My favorite color scheme, however, is black, white, and dark red, like my channel. Andrew Camp asks, do you like Nintendo? Nintendo's complete trash. Nintendo, on the other hand, is pretty okay though. I've only had a Wii, DS, and Game Boy XP, and a 2DS quite recently. This question from Gopherman reads, what are your thoughts on the Ratchet & Clank movie? I would love to tell you if I was a movie person, but unfortunately, I am not. Sir Ellie, longtime viewer, asks, are there any of your old videos that you are still proud of now? All of them. There is not a video on my channel that I am not proud of. If I wasn't proud of it, it wouldn't be uploaded, which is why the schedule can get pretty scarce at times. It's not so much of a perfectionist mindset, but more of a hard set standard on my videos. Callum Guys, what do you think about the Gravity Falls ending? I have not finished Gravity Falls. In fact, I'm not even close. Galaxy Cat asks, what are the best opening themes? Danny Phantom, that one Pokemon theme that everyone knows, and the new Powerpuff one off the top of my head. Another question from Misfit Reviews and Productions. Who's your favorite voice actor that have been featured in a cartoon show you may like? I'm gonna have to say Tara Strong. She's very diverse and talented. She's also very open-minded and very transparent. Keith Rumor, Mario Sunshine, or Mario Galaxy. Assuming you mean which is better, I'm not sure, I haven't played either. Jonah Smith, what are your thoughts on the role reversal trope? I think it's a very powerful idea to use. Very Odd Parents did it right and wrong in the same series. Galaxy Cat, is there a series you hated or just ignored when you were a baby boy that you now love or just see as a decent show? I also love this tidbit here. But to answer your question, Courage the Cowardly Dog. I like it now, didn't really like it when I was a kid. Bard Knight, what is your favorite episode from a terrible show? And what is your least favorite episode from a good show? A show I think is terrible is Teen Titans Go. My favorite episode would be La Larva d'Amore. And there's also Cookie Racket from Pickle and Peanut. A good show to me would be Clarence. And my least favorite episode would be Jeff's Secret. There's also Yours, Mine, and Mine, and Girly Squirrely. Why do I have no friends? Andrew Camp. Wait, didn't I see you before? I sure did. Friends are easy to make, and good friends are harder to make. Casual Craftman, what do you think of the Gumball episode, The Choices? It's pretty good. I'm not really liking the later Gumball episodes. That one isn't the worst I saw, but it's not the best I saw. And I think it's leaning towards the good, but it's leaning a lot closer to the average. Stephen Molly, do you like any webtoons? Does Happy Tree Friends count? If so, then that, but nothing major. I think my network, Channel Frederator, distributes web animation, but I haven't really gotten around to watching it. Erasmo Rodriguez, what is your favorite Americanized moment that 4Kids has done? Since I didn't watch anime as a kid, I have no interest in 4Kids. They might have done other things, but I've always known them for that, so I can't really answer that. N Reviews, can you please review an episode of Cartoon Network's Robotomy? Probably. Gizmo Maxington, what do you think of Very Odd Parents possibly canceling? It needs to hurry up. Some Impersonator, really like that name by the way. Are you a furry? No. That one guy Kells and Ty Bratton have a really good question. Why are you a panda? Why does your avatar include a panda with a hoodie? There are many reasons for this, and I plan to go more in depth in the future, but just know that I wanted a mascot, and instead of myself, I decided to go with my favorite animal. Austin Smedley, have you seen any of the Cartoon Network Mixel shorts? Yes, I have. I think they're entertaining. However, just like with Mighty Magiswords before it was turned into a series, I'm not really sure if it can work as a full-fledged series just yet. Batstick Figure, review on Fusion Fall, never played. William Clark, have you ever seen Captain America Civil War? What do you think of it? Never seen. Madden Mike, thoughts on regular show? I think the series was great. The romance was not great. The appeal to older crowds was a great decision and paid off wonderfully. So much better than Destroy Build Destroy, am I right? Power of L, are you Obama? For security reasons, I decline to answer that. Lego Melons 15. What is your cartoon guilty pleasure? I don't have them. If I like a show, then I shouldn't be guilty about it. There isn't a bad show or an episode that I think is bad that I like regardless. However, there is stuff that I like that have a lot of bad qualities into them, and here are some things on the screen that fit that. Dimension Destroyer, what do you think of Fanboy and Chum Chum? Severely overhated. The Knit for Fun asks, between Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, and Disney Channel/XD, which has provided you with the most favorite shows? Which channel has provided you with the worst? I haven't watched Disney or Disney XD that much, so my answer is biased. Favorite and least favorite would have to come from both Cartoon Network. Spider's Web, how do you feel about Pokemon switching their animation? I don't really watch Pokemon, so I didn't know. This is news to me. Power of L, do you like Star versus the Forces of Evil? I'll let a later review answer this question, so I'm gonna put this on hold. Grizz, Pan Pan, and Ice Bear. Great name, by the way. Have you seen Code Lyoko? Yes, I have. And I have a video on it. Dimension Destroyer, back again. And Hidden Ability, do you play games? And if so, what is your favorite game? Top 10 favorites. Number 10, Dance Central. Don't ask. Number 9, GTA 4. Number 8, The Stanley Parable. Number 7, Roller Coaster Tycoon. Number 6, Civilization. And now for this next 5, I'll give more fleshed out reasons. 5, Spore. I really like the open aspect of the game. Each stage is very entertaining. However, my most favorite stage is, unfortunately, the most underdeveloped one, which would have to be the Civilization stage. Number 4, Total Extreme Wrestling. If I could do a let's play on this particular series and get a lot out of it, I would, but unfortunately the audience I build probably isn't into it, but that is a game that I play quite frequently. Number 3, SimCity. And by SimCity, I mean both SimCity 4 and the latest SimCity that came out and had a terrible terrible start date. I really like the aspect of building a city, and both SimCity 4 and SimCity do it quite beautifully. Number 2, Sly Cooper. The entire series, and I do not consider 4 as part of the series. It ended at 3, and Sucker Punch can come back to it and make 4, and I'll be just fine. Number 1, The Sims. All of them. I love them all, although I love 3 the most, and when Sims 5 comes out, expect me to do a video on it. Man asks, what dark magic made your panda talk? Bamboo. Jonas Smith. Who do you believe are the top best and worst people in the cartoon reviewing community? I can't tell you exactly who because people's feelings get way too easily hurt, but I can leave you with this. The best reviewers are the ones that encourage free thought, challenge what you think or what you believe, entertain, as well as inform in an easy to digest manner, contribute to the community, and keep you updated on the industry from time to time. The worst reviewers from what I've seen use fear, pander to the popular opinion, whether that opinion is true or false factually, tell you what you already know, use tons of fallacies, and attack people behind the art instead of the art itself. Which was your favorite cartoon when you were young and is still as good as you remember it? Spectral Scum, Ed, Edd n Eddy, and Fairy OddParents. Both still as great as they were when I was young, and some of you may point out, why would Fairy OddParents be there if you don't like season 10? Well, I kinda like season 6 and 7, and some episodes in season 8 and 9, so I can't really say season 10 is so bad that it tarnishes the entire series. So yeah, that choice works. Kipper, how are you? Smiley face. Pretty well, how are you? Power of L, Spectral Scum, Stephen Brown, and Dylan 502123. What is your favorite and least favorite cartoon? All time, Ed, Edd n Eddy. Currently, The Amazing World of Gumball. For least favorite, I don't have one for all time, so I'll just default to my current, which is Breadwinners. Fellow friend and longtime Bo Jackman enthusiast towards sheep asks, do any non-cartoon review related channels inspire you? If so, which ones? Total Biscuit, Colossal is Crazy, Cinema Sins, Todd in the Shadows, Bunty King. These are all great YouTubers that I watch regularly, even though some of them don't really post that often. Donnie18, will you do an episode of My Little Pony? Probably. James Johnson, how old are you? 19, and I'll remain that age until November 19th. Hydra Flash, nice to see you here. Are you in high school or did you graduate? I graduated about 2 years ago when I was 17. Ink Drops, does Drops lives matter? If the person making the question doesn't know if their own life matters, then that's a pretty good indication. Brick Brothers Films, do you like Bob's Burgers? I think it's a very good show, and I might come back to it. Smash a baby's head with a hammer? Or kill 3 baby newborn puppies? The black Asian man who eats children and... Excellent question from an undiagnosed sociopath. Well, considering that I personally feel that while a non-human but intelligent being can be worth value, a human's life to me has potential for a more productive life overall due to its higher intelligence, rationality, and lifespan, so those dogs are gonna have to go Old Yeller Black Ops MLG style. William Clark with another question. Is SpongeBob Season 9B doing better things than Season 4 through 8? I think Season 9B is just okay. I'm not too knowledgeable on the seasons as I don't really pay attention to which episode belongs to which season, but I can tell you the quality of SpongeBob will alternate between good and bad in a downward slope until it becomes unbearable. No pun intended. Bad Skull 33, what do you use to record all of these videos and how do you get all of this game footage? I use Fraps to record and I recommend either Fraps or Bandicam if you're not already satisfied with the default screen recorders given on a Mac or PC, as long as you have Windows 10 that is. I get this game footage from my Roblox gameplays that I do with other YouTubers and friends. In fact, this one here is my Alpha J vs Avis Reviews Roblox gameplay. It's really good, you should check it out. Power of L, do you ever plan to face reveal and crap? I do plan to crap at least once a day. I think it's a little unhealthy if it gets a little too infrequent. However, I plan to do a face reveal when I acquire a better camera. I don't really want to do a face reveal on a crappy webcam. 100. Where do you live? Florida. Can you read? I'm just gonna skip that. Spectral Scum, do you like Bamboo? I love Bamboo. What else would keep me up recording this at 4 in the morning? James Johnson and Dylan 502123. And yes, I am mixing up the name just in case I get it wrong on either time. What does Alpha J mean? Like Markiplier, JonTron, and others, I wanted my name to have a real or realistic part, then a word or phrase to go with it. It works well with 2 words, so I picked a name that I want to go by and a word that complements it well. I don't tend to dwell dwell on names. There's many brand names out there that sound crazy, but we don't perceive it that way. Henry Hernandez. What made you decide to do YouTube? In short, because this will be a lengthy response, I wanted to produce content that I thought should be on YouTube. In fact, one of the reasons why I became an animator is because I wanted to see reviews on particular cartoon episodes that I didn't really see any other reviewers doing. I thought it would just be unreasonable for me to ask a reviewer who generally doesn't really take requests, and no, it's not just one, it's many, to do a review on Gumball the Sweaters or Clarence Ice Cream Hunt, considering that a lot of people don't really talk about those series as much as they should. So if I didn't like it, why not do it myself? And here I am now. Dimension Destroyer. What is the worst episode you had to review? Well, I have a video on that coming out later, good sir. It'll be in the card when it's out, and I highly recommend that you watch it. Diego Kakwi, or Cakewee, how do you decided your catchphrase? Did you consider other ones? I don't dwell on things that are honestly subjective to my channel brand. That isn't to say that I don't care, I just don't put too much thought into it. As long as it's good enough, then it works. And if it isn't broken, I'm not gonna fix it. I did have other ones on my very first video, but that changed quite quickly. Best/worst movie, coming from Dylan 502,123. I'm not really much of a movie person, but best, I guess, Lion King for an easy cop-out, and Cyberbully as the worst. Power of L. Are there any SpongeBob season 6, 7, and 8 episodes that you generally like? Tons. Season 6, The Slumber Party. Season 7, The Abrasive Side. And Season 8, Mermaid Man Begins. Markers V. What do you do besides animating? Are you in college, or do you have any other jobs? I don't really animate. I do have an interest in it, but I need a better computer than the one I have. Also, no other jobs as of yet. I recently started crossing the threshold of being paid here and there, so this is my focus. Hail to the King, double zeros. Will you review El Tigre? Probably. Hidden Ability. Are you at Homestuck? No, not that I know of. Austin Smedley. Have you ever heard of any of these? I'm just gonna stop you there. Like I said before, my knowledge on webtoons and series are pretty minimal, so I'm gonna have to go with no. The Green Gummy Bear. How do you make your reviews? Or specifically, how do you find the idea, write the script, and what editing program do you use? I haven't made a review on something I wasn't already interested in. I've trashed 3 scripts that were uninteresting to me. For you completionists out there, that would be My Night and Me, Chalk Zone, and a How I'd Write for Everyone Hates Bendy from Foster's Home. Although the latter I'm willing to pick up, I write everything in the standard notepad program that you get on your standard PC. Although some people like fancier stuff, like Word, OpenOffice, Celtex, there are many ways to review and many people go about it in different ways, but it usually comes down to 2 major ways for me. You either go scene by scene or an overview approach. An overview approach is great time-wise because you can get out videos faster. The shorter times will help with audience retention rates, which helps get your videos out more, and you can cover more topics with less hassle. A scene-by-scene approach gives you more freedom to comment on much more, giving your reviews much more depth, and it also allows for more room for entertainment. And while the videos don't end as fast, a great video with a longer time and a great watch time can help your channel out more. And I use Sony Vegas, although any editing program can work as long as you're patient enough to learn it. And lastly, from BroGuy22, how do you start your rewrites? Any analyzing beforehand? Tell me your process. Personally, I approach a bad episode like a broken item. To find out how to rewrite it, you have to understand what's wrong with it. Let's take my How I'd Write Waiting for example. I understood that the problem was that the pacing was terrible, the build-up was crap, and they tried to justify little comedy and action because it was a short. So I fixed those problems, and the rewritten episode becomes a better episode. It's not a hard process in theory, but with episodes like Screams of Silence and Sunbleach, the problems get a little harder to replace. If I miss your question, I apologize, but thank you so much for contributing to this question and answer. The next one I'm doing will be probably double the sub count that I have at the moment, so about 22, 23. If you have any more questions, let me know in the comments below. Let me know on Twitter at The Alpha J Show, or join me in my Discord. The links for my Twitter and Discord is in the description below. So join me next time when I do a top 10 best and a top 10 worst list. I want to give a huge shout out to Mind of Emma, or Oni the Fog Dragon. She did a wonderful speed art of my Twitter icon. Links in the card and description below. Please send her love, guys. She's a really amazing artist. She's also done speed paints of a lot of other people, so you'll be pretty entertained by her channel. As always, I hope your time was well spent, and Alpha out.